Hello, good morning. Good morning to you all. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Welcome. I do see some of us already introducing themselves on chat as requested. Warm welcome to today's session. My name is Caroline Gagoni Morioki, and I will be your lead trainer for today. And today we're just going to have a good time, about an hour, just to get introduced to Google Ads so that we can have an idea of what exactly Google Ads is, what it entails, what you need to know before you get started, so that we are all informed. Warm welcome to you all. I do see we have Anne, Ruth already. Here we have Stacy. Welcome, Stacy. Welcome, Anne. I do see we have Bonnie as well. Ali, as always, welcome, Bonnie, and thank you so much for joining today's session. And as mentioned, when you introduce yourself, you can also introduce your business and what you do so that we can also get to know each other. This is also a platform to network so that we can also get to know each other. So before we get started, can you just give me a yes on chat if you can hear me okay and if you can see my screen on your end? Perfectly okay. So can you give me a yes on chat? Welcome, Rehema. Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome. So as we continue, I will be the lead trainer. However, I'm going to have Brian. So we call him TK Kinsman. Yeah, his name is Brian. He's the one who will be moderating the session for today. So if you have any questions, if you have any concern in regards to what we'll be sharing, if there's any gap in knowledge, go ahead and also drop that on chat, and he is going to answer that for you. So welcome, Anne, Rehema, and everyone else who's joined. So even as we continue, I know some more people will be joining. I'd like us to just get started. And as I mentioned, what we're going to do today, we're just going to have an introduction into what Google Ads is so that we know how we can connect with our customers online. Thank you so much, Anne, for confirming that you can hear me okay. And welcome, Hezekiah. So glad to see you today. Karibu sana. So I know it's a bit chilly, so make sure that you have your cup of coffee and let's enjoy this session as we get to learn more on Google Ads. So at the end of this particular session, we want to make sure that one, you understand what Google Ads is and also how it helps to connect customers to your business online. All right, and then we also want to just guide you on how you can set advertising goals. All right, and then also we're going to have a moment to understand how to track and measure your campaign performance. So we are going to have an introduction. We're also going to take a look at an account, a Google Ads account setup to see how exactly it looks and what you need to consider when you're running a campaign. All right, perfect. So as we get started, I'd like to just mention that Google, this particular training that you're having today has been brought to you by Google, and Google has a 1 week bootcamp, which is called the Google Hustle Academy Bootcamp. So this is a 1 week training where you get to learn everything from finance, you get to learn everything from digital marketing, how to pitch, investors, what you need to be set up for success. So if you'd like to go ahead and learn, all right, so I encourage each and every one of you to go ahead and sign up for the Google Hustle Academy. It's going to take time, so make sure that you are committed to set a week aside where you can go ahead and make sure that you get started and learn more. So I encourage you, because this 1 week bootcamp, for anyone who has attended Google Hustle Academy, you are not the same as a business person once you complete that week. It also has a mentorship session, and it also has a partner event. So it's a 1 week packed event, or 1 week packed bootcamp where you're going to learn everything that you need to know about your business. So my moderator has dropped the link on chat, so please do go ahead and sign up for that academy, and once you're confirmed and you pass the criteria that has been set, you'll be able to attend Hustle Academy. All right, so as I mentioned, we're going to have introduction to online advertising. today. And even as we take a look at Google Ads and what they are, I'd like us to just have an understanding of why exactly it's important for us to actually learn this. Okay, so when it comes to connecting your customers online, gone are the days where we could only maybe rely on the word of mouth, right? Or just setting up your business and hoping people would know it. Okay, so we are in a world where right now what we do is you have to meet your customers or your clients wherever they are. Okay, so whether it's online, whether they're using their mobile phones, in the age that we are living in, it's a digital age. So we also have data that actually helps us understand why this is important. Okay, so as of December 2019, we had 525 million internet users who were recorded in Africa. And this is just data that was in 2019. We are in 2022. So you can only imagine how many people right now are connected to internet since it has become readily available. And 74% of web traffic is generated via smartphones, and only 24% of that is generated via laptop devices or desktop computers. Okay, so out of those users that we mentioned, 525 million that were recorded before, we were able to see that 208 searched for businesses, searched for products and services, and also they were shopping online. And I know that this has actually been escalated, or the numbers have actually changed, because between 2019 and 2022 is when we had COVID. Okay, so during that period everyone was online. If someone was not maybe using their phones to maybe do things like shopping, book for maybe appointments, that's something that now they have become accustomed to because of that 2-year period that we had COVID. Okay, so this is why we have to learn about online advertising, connecting our customers online. This is the reason as to why it's important to make sure that even you as a business person, you actually consider this for your business. Okay, all right, perfect. So I do see we are also engaging Brian on chat. I think I did see a question from Anne. The Google Academy is for those who have not attended before, right? Yes, Anne. It's for anyone who has not attended before. So if you have attended, I know, for example, Hezekiah has attended. And if you have attended it before, then you don't need to actually attend it. So it's for anyone who has not gone through it before. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'd like us to go ahead and get to understand how are we currently connecting with our customers online. So if you connect with your customers online, maybe via Facebook, just drop it on chat and let us know how are you currently connecting with your customers online. Okay, so I know some of us are actually running Google Ads. So if you are, then just let us know on chat. I know, like for Stacy, she's running Google Ads, and then anyone else who's maybe doing it via social media, you can also let us know on chat. So reflect on how exactly you are currently connecting with your customers online. And if you're not connecting with your customers online, then you're actually better placed in this particular session that we're going to have, and even the next one that we'll have, so that you can learn and see how you can connect with your customers. All right, so even whenever you're thinking about why is it important for me to connect with my customers online, think about your friends and family. Okay, the people maybe who are in your life day in and day out. All right, so even in engagement, constant engagement with them, it's online. Okay, so let's say using WhatsApp, let's say using FaceTime. Okay, so even with your family, you connect with them online. Okay, so and that actually is important so that you can maintain that relationship. So when you're thinking about connecting with your customers online, it's also important so that you can maintain that relationship where they're able to see your business and they actually get to know what your business is all about. All right. So I do see Bonnie says via GBP, Google Business Profile, and social media. All right. Perfect. 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 So the reason as to why it's important for us to actually learn this so that we can also understand whenever we are advertising and whenever we are reaching out to our customers online, it's important for us to also understand the journey of a customer. Okay. So when you understand the consumer journey and how exactly a customer moves from engaging with you for the very first time and converting to be your client, it makes it easier for you. Okay. So as mentioned, today's consumer is deeply connected to the internet, and it's also not a simple linear connection. And there are so many reasons people go online. And also there are many ways to find access to information online. So people will use different devices. We have said people use mobile phones. We have smart speakers right now. We have tablets, laptops, and computers, and all this result in a complex consumer journey, which we're going to just take a look at to see how exactly a customer moves, so that even when we're advertising, we know where exactly our customer is and how we can actually meet them at their point of need. Okay, so we just have an example of a journey, and we're just going to take it as an example so that you can understand our customers better. So imagine you're turning on your laptop and you realize that the screen is not switching on, which I'm not sure if it has happened to most of us. Yeah, I'm sure it has happened to me quite a lot of times, all right? So you're switching it on and then the screen is black, okay? And your first reaction is maybe, I can fix this, all right? So you grab your phone, all right, phone in hand, you open Google search and you start searching for how to fix it. Okay, if you own, let's say, an appliance store or a repair service, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be a great place for you to appear? So let's say, for example, you are a repair shop, okay, and you maybe repair laptops for people or computers. If someone is actually searching for you online, then they will be able to go ahead and see you. Okay, so let's say, for example, as the customer whose laptop is not working, if I found a promising insight about laptop repairs in Google results, then I might visit that website to just read more and reach the person to find out what they have to offer. Okay. But then, let's say, for example, I've gone online and I'm saying it to myself, I might actually fix this. Okay. So, as I read the article that I'm able to see, I realize that I don't actually know what some of the technical terms mentioned in the article mean. Okay. So, I go on YouTube and I find a video on how to repair a computer screen. Okay. And then maybe if I can see a picture, let's say, for example, of what these things look like, I have a better understanding of how to fix it. And after all, let's say, for example, an image, a video can be worth 1,000 words. So given this particular example, and as I mentioned, it's something that has happened to me, I'm actually want to go past to go to Google, check and see what is written, and from there go and watch a video to see maybe what I need to do. And you can actually sample a few videos. Okay, so as I review the information I find online, as the person whose laptops is not working, okay, I learned that I learned more than I ever intended to actually learn when I went there at the very first step. Okay, so I realized that I don't have the tools required, or let's say the expertise, or I'm skeptical about doing what exactly is mentioned in that particular video. So the idea of fixing a screen will sound less like an interesting challenge and more of a daunting task, because I actually don't have maybe the tools, or I feel a bit skeptical. I don't want to maybe touch something and mess it all. Maybe it was something that's simple. Okay, so it's time for a second plan. Okay, so I go back to search and I look for a local repair service and click the phone number associated with their online information. So probably here I'm searching for someone who actually deals with, let's say, HP Elite Book Repair Service. Okay, so they come up, then I click and I actually reach out to them. Then I book an appointment, let's say, for example, an hour later, and I have a confirmation to take my laptop to that particular store. So whenever you're thinking about your customer, this just gives you a breakdown of how your customers think. Okay, and every other consumer, every other customer, depending on the business that you're in, this is the same journey that they will follow. Let's say, for example, you're in tours and travel. Okay, so someone wants to go to, let's say I want to go to Malindi. All right, so I want to go to Malindi, or a friend's birthday is coming up and I want to actually take them. Maybe I've never been there before, so I have no idea and no clue on what needs to be done. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to online to search and see the packages that are offered. From there, once I see the packages that are offered, I'll see the different service providers. And then once I see those different service providers, I will go ahead and reach out to one of them. And then from there, I can go ahead and actually ask them to book for me that particular holiday. Okay. So this is just a typical consumer journey. And just to break it down into 4 steps. So at the very top, it's usually awareness. Okay. So I see your advertisement, then I'm aware of your business. Okay, so once I see your advertisements, then from there I'll go ahead to evaluation. So I will evaluate what exactly you're offering. Is it within my price range? Is it what I want? Okay, then from there I will go to engagement. If I go to engagement, then engagement means I'm actually going ahead to reach out to you, ask you, could you book this for me? And then if you say yes, you would actually go ahead and book that for me. Then from there I can go ahead to convert. Okay, so that is just a typical journey of each and every customer. And the reason as to why we say it's important for you to meet your customer at their point of need is because, as you mentioned, so many people are online. Okay, so if I want a service and I'm searching for you online, or for that particular service online, can I find you? Can I find your business? Okay, am I able to see your website so that I can actually see what exactly you have? Okay, so today's consumers consult multiple sources to find the information they need, and just routinely leveraging multiple sources helps them make better choices of what exactly they would want. Okay, so this is just a journey of how a consumer or a customer thinks. So today's online consumer, as we said, they will definitely use these multiple sources of information to get what exactly they want. So make sure that you are found at each and every step of that consumer's journey. All right, perfect. So one common thread you may have noticed in the consumer journey is on every device is search. So for example, if you're using your phone, if you're using your laptop, you can definitely go ahead and use search to get the information that you need. So it's where many consumer journeys will start online, and Google search provides an opportunity to meet customers when they are actively looking, as you mentioned. So as business owners, and therefore typically website owners as well, because I believe most of us have websites, you need to make sure that your site is a viable destination for every relevant search. And by viable, we mean useful. So for example, if a user's search query is, why is my laptop screen black? Okay, your website could appear in the search result if you have that answer on a web, if you have that answer on a web page. So it's easy if your website, the information that you have there is relevant to what someone would actually look for. And if you sell, let's say, for example, with the example that we had of a laptop, if you sell replacement units or offer repair services, then that also has to be indicated there, just to make sure there's that constant relevance to what someone is actually searching for. So think about your potential customers and what their journeys may look like. Remember, I mentioned same customer journey, but then tailor make it to your business. So think about what your potential customer will be looking for when they are online. Okay, and also think about your website. So does your website help them? If not, then consider a content strategy that fills content gaps or makes your site more compelling and more useful. All right, so the more relevant your website is to someone's search query, then the more opportunities you will have to actually appear in the search results. So we're going to just take some time and see what exactly we mean whenever we're talking about search, why it's important, okay, and why it's the starting point for each and every customer whenever they are online. So before we go ahead, I'd like to just answer the following. So why advertise on Google search? Okay, so why do you need to advertise there on Google search? So search is a strong indicator of intent. When someone is there is because they intend to get information, okay? So when you want to find out more about something, what do? You definitely search. When you're looking for something, what do? You definitely search. And even if you want to, let's say, visit our websites, more often than not, what will you do? You will search for it, all right? So for example, if I want to maybe book a trip and I know of Game Tracker Safaris, then that's what I'm actually going to go ahead and search. Then from there, I can go ahead and get their official website and interact with them. All right. So in fact, nowadays we don't just search with our fingers; we also search with our voice. Okay. So you have your Google Assistant, and you can also search using your voice. So make sure that what exactly you whenever someone is searching for your services, as mentioned, they're able to find you. So search is a strong indicator of intent, and that is why it's important for you to make sure that you are actually advertising. Okay, so I'm going to pause here for just a second, see if we have any questions before we get deeper into things. We're just going to go ahead and check and see the advantages of advertising. So anyone who has a question before we proceed? Okay, all right. So I don't see any questions. So I'd like us to go ahead and take a look at the advantages of online advertising. Then after this, we're going to have a practical session to see the different type of advertisements that we actually have, right? So online advertising is ideal for businesses, and this is whether your business is large or whether your business is small. In no small it's not a small part because it's you can actually, if you for example are a small business, then you need advertising so that you can actually go ahead and grow your business and maybe attract new clientele. Okay, if you're a large business, you've been there for a while, you still need to continue advertising so that you can attract new customers and also make sure that you retain the customers that you have, or the customers that you've actually gotten within the period of existence when you have been operating. So online advertising is ideal for any business, whether you're large or small, and in no small part because it can be held accountable. Okay, so it's value to your business and can also be tracked and measured. That's why it's important. And online advertising doesn't need much of a sales pitch because the proof is in the results. And if a campaign is effective, you can actually go ahead and see it. And when an advertising campaign is really effective, you can see in the reports, you can see what actions happen, and as a result of your effort, you can tell how many people actually went ahead and interacted with your ad. Another big advantage is you control the budget. Okay, so with online advertising, you can decide how much you're willing to spend on your ad campaigns. And you can, let's say, for example, you can edit the campaign as you continue, you could pause and you can cancel at any time. And it helps you to identify market trends. You can ascertain your users' experience to better understand their path to purchase. Also, you're able to identify what content users like what content users like to influence your content marketing plan. So let's say you're able to tell what people enjoy, which pages they visit mostly. You're able to tell that as well. You can also leverage insights to shape your overall strategy. So when it comes to online advertising, it gives you more of flexibility. So we have different companies depending on, let's say, for example, the duration you want your ad to run. Also depending on, let's say, for example, the industry that you're in, that will determine your budget. And for yourself as a business, remember we said it works for both small and large businesses. Okay, so depending on the budget that you feel works for you, you can actually go ahead and use that particular budget to run your ad. So it's not restricted. You can edit, you can pause, you can cancel at any time, as opposed to other forms of advertising that we had before. Let's say if it's in radio, if it's TV, or if it's print. Okay, so if it's radio or print, once you give out that money, then you cannot say we'll use 50%, then we can pause. No, for the duration that you have actually agreed, then you don't have control of what exactly happens with that particular ad. So that's why online advertising is good and it works for all businesses. Okay, so let's take a look at how ads work on Google search before we get just into it and see the different ones that we have. So it all starts with a question, a need or a desire, as we say, and most people start searching online by typing a search query into Google. And Google Organics algorithm will go ahead to work and create search engine results page presenting websites and other resources that can actually help give the answer to the person who is searching. So at the same time, but separately, the Google Ads algorithm runs an auction and advertisers are bidding for opportunities to show their ads. So eligible ads compete for a spot on the search results page above and below the organic results, and the winners appear on the page clearly labeled with an ad sticker, which we're going to see in just a second. And such as see the ads and hopefully take an action. Let's say, for example, the action here would be clicking to visit the website, or initiating a phone call on a mobile device, or calling the trackable number that is actually displayed. So these actions connect searchers with the advertisers, and the advertisers here are the businesses, okay, and then drive business results. So it starts with a question: what do I need? Let's say, for example, I need pizza. Okay, so I need pizza, then I'll go online, say pizza near me, depending on the location where I'm at. Okay, then it's going to show the results of those businesses where I can get pizza, which are close to me. Then once I see the results, as we said, the algorithm for any advertiser, they are competing. So let's say for that specific keyword, they're able to bid for it. Okay, and then the top winners, they will definitely show up. Then as the person who needs the answer, I can go ahead and select the business that I want, maybe dependent on preference, or if I have, let's say, for example, one specific one that I know, then I'll definitely click on it. Okay, so from there, then that business gives me my order. I give them the business that they're actually looking for. So that is how Google Ads work on search. And we're just going to go ahead right now and take a look and see the different type of ad campaigns that we have. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen in just a second. Okay, and as I switch, allow me to just pause here for a minute, see if we have any question from anyone in this particular class. I do see Maureen Masinde, you joined. Welcome, welcome to today's session. Thank you for joining. Anyone who has a question, please make sure that you go ahead and you drop it on chat so that we can go ahead and answer that as we continue. Okay, so I want us to just take a look and see the different type of ads that we have. Okay, so we're going to start with shopping ads. So shopping ads, will be able to see the different types of ads that we have. So we have shopping ads, just to run through them. We have shopping ads, and then we have search ads, as I've already mentioned. We have display, we have video ads, and also we have apps. Okay, so we have app as well. So I'm just going to run through them, and just to give you an idea of what exactly those are, we're just going to take a minute and see them in example. Okay, all right, so I believe you're able to see my screen. Okay, all right, so in case you're not able to, just let me know. Okay, so let's start with search ads, for example. Okay, so this is just a random search that I had actually done. So for example, if I'm looking for natural hair, okay, so probably, I know this is common for most women in Africa. So if, let's say, you want to search for maybe natural hair or something in relation to that, So as we said, it starts with a question. So I'll come here and I type natural hair. Okay. So that's my search query. All right. So if my search query is natural hair, okay. All right. So if my search query is natural hair, let's start with shopping ads. Okay. So these are shopping ads. This is what we refer to as shopping ads. So I'm searching for natural hair, but then I'm able to see other products in relation to that. And as you see, it has a website. So this is definitely from my DAWA. So let's say if I was looking for natural hair oil, or maybe I had thought about it, or it's something that I actually wanted to get, but I wasn't sure maybe where I can get it online. So I'm able to go ahead and just click on it, go to their site and check and see the products that they have. From there I can choose from it. Okay. So let's say for example I want let's see, I want to check for a search ad, a text search ad. So give me just a second. So as we said, a text ad will have AD on it. So let me see. Okay, so let me show you what a text ad is. Let me stop sharing that and then share a different one. Okay, so let's say I own a car, okay, and I have no idea where I can actually get a car oil change. Okay, probably I don't know much about cars, which is me. I don't know much about them, but I have a car, but I know it needs, let's say, an oil change, or that has been suggested as something that I actually need. So I'm not sure where I can actually get it, and maybe I'm looking for professional service. Okay, so I'll go online. That's the question that I have in mind. Then I'll go ahead and actually search for it. So this is the marker that lets you know that this is an ad. So it's indicated AD. All right. So meaning it's an ad. And then from here, I'm able to go ahead and see we have Auto Express. So Auto Express is professional service. So I can go ahead and actually call them directly or go to their site and see what exactly they are offering. So this has also been suggested to me based on relevance of my search query, and also it can also be dependent on the location. So depending on where I am right now, which is in Westlands, so this is the closest based on the location where I'm at. Okay. So we've taken a look at shopping ads, we've taken a look at text ads. All right. So when it comes to display, when you talk about display ads, if you've ever been on a website, let's say a different website where you're probably reading an article or just going through that specific website, then you're able to see ads displayed. And let's say for example, I do see most of them commonly, let's say for these specific companies that offer loans. Okay, or let's say for example a company like Buy Rent Kenya, okay, that sells houses, which is in real estate. So if you're on a website, I'm giving that as an example because I saw that yesterday. So if you are on our website and then you're able to see an ad on that particular site as you're scrolling, then that is what you refer to as a display ad. Okay, so it's displayed. So if you maybe were thinking about moving houses, or it's something that you're interested in and you wanted to go ahead and buy a house, then you can actually click on the ad and you go ahead and interact and see what exactly is being offered. Then we have apps. Okay, so when you talk about apps, is it's when someone wants to maybe go ahead and promote their app to get installation, or high number of installation, or high number of people downloading and using that particular app. Quick examples, which I'm sure most of us have seen. If you have ever been, let's say, on your phone, and maybe you're using a specific I don't want to say a specific let me say a specific let's say service on your phone, let me just call it like that, okay. Let's say if it's an app that you use maybe to clear storage, or it's an app that you use to maybe download other things, or it's just a regular app that you have on your phone, okay. But then as you're doing that, it shows you an advertisement for an app. Let's say for example, one I see mostly one, as I said, for where you can actually get a loan. So that's like Tala branch, those specific ones. Okay. So they'll ask you to download the app and then you can get what they're offering. There are also others where it's mostly those people who I've also seen some for Bibles. Okay. So you can download the app and then you can get that particular maybe Bible. So they show you what exactly is offered in that particular app, okay, as an advertisement. Then you can go ahead and actually click on it and open it. So we have different campaigns or different types of ads. So just to give a brief of why exactly you would go for one and not the other. When we talk about display ads, they're probably chosen by people when your aim is one, you want to get sales and leads, okay? So because with this you use visually engaging call to actions to drive sales and also signups, okay? And then we have awareness and consideration, and also maybe you want to just grow the reach of the people who are actually interacting with your business, okay? So you target people beyond search results, or let's say they're browsing on websites as we mentioned, or apps, okay? Then when it comes to video, which is the other thing that we did not mention, we have video ads as well. So videos are, if you have ever, I know you have, okay? So if you're on YouTube and then you click on a certain thing that you want to watch, and then before you watch it, there's an ad that plays, and then you're told that the video will play after the ad. So that is exactly what we refer to as a video ad or video campaign, okay, which is mostly on YouTube. So with these, you can consider that when you're thinking about awareness and considerations, okay, because videos will make people aware of your brand, okay, and consider buying your product, all right. Also when you're thinking about sales and leads, okay, so with that you could drive conversions, okay, or you could just have people, when people are aware of your brand, then they can actually come back maybe when they need that particular service and go ahead and buy it from your platform, okay. So let's say for example, I've seen most ads recently from my dawa, okay. So if let's say I had a prescription and I want to go ahead and get meds and I don't have time to go to the pharmacy, then they are definitely the people that I'm going to go ahead and contact, because I have been aware of them as a service, okay. And then you also consider video campaigns if you just want to expand your reach. You want to target people maybe beyond search results, where they're on YouTube, you want to capture their attention and make them consider your brand, okay. Then on shopping campaigns, like we said, shopping campaigns usually choose them if you're in retail marketing, okay, because with this you're using visually engaging product listings to promote your retail product. So this works well for anyone who has, let's say, an e-commerce site where you have your products and product prices, so you can actually go ahead and use it to sell your products and generate sales from it, all right. And then when it comes to app campaigns, as you mentioned, these you consider if you're thinking about app promotion, you want to drive installs of a certain app that you have for your business, maybe just engagement and signups for your app on mobile devices, okay. So these are the different type of ads that we have, and these are the different reasons as to why you would choose each and every one of them. So as mentioned, we have display, we have video, we have search, we have shopping, and then we have app campaigns, okay. So those are the ones that you're actually going to take a look at today, and I believe that with that you've actually gotten to understand the different ads that are there and what exactly they're for, all right. So I'm going to pause here for a moment real quick to see if we have any question or concern in regards to one, the type of ads that we have mentioned, and what we have covered so far. Anyone who has a question or concern, drop it for me on chat, and then I'll be able to answer that for you. So I want us to do just have a quick session to see what you need to consider when you're thinking about running an ad campaign. Okay, so this is on preparation and consideration. So what do you actually need to consider when you're thinking about an ad campaign? Okay, so we're going to take a look at that real quick, and then from there we're going to just go in and see what an ad campaign looks like. We're going to see what you actually, the metrics that you need to consider when you're thinking about an ad campaign. Okay, so pausing here for questions real quick, see if we have anyone who has a question. Okay, so my moderator will also be sharing certain links for anyone who like to go ahead and learn more about Google Ads. Where do you need to go and learn? Is going to share that, and so that you can actually go ahead and interact more. So even after this particular session, you can go ahead and discover the different things that you also need to learn, because as I mentioned, this is more of an introduction session, and then we're also going to have another session where we'll go deep into how to create or to set up a smart campaign, so that you can actually see what that looks like. Okay, so I believe we don't have any questions at the moment. I'd like us to just take a moment and see what you need to consider when you're thinking about preparing and setting up your ad. Okay, so whenever you're setting up an ad, you need to make sure that you have your business goals. Okay, so think about what business goals do you have for your business. And just to make it a bit clearer for you, whenever you're thinking about your goals, the first step is to clarify your goals. So ask yourself, why are you doing this? Okay, why are you promoting your online presence? Okay, what outcome do you want to see as a result of the campaign? Okay, and you might say, I want to make more money. Let's say, for example, I want to sell more products. You want to find new clients, you want to grow the business, you want to hire more people, you want to, let's say, get donations as well. Okay, so these all the reasons that you have actually set out, they are legitimate goals, but they lack specificity. Okay, so let's take a look at what you need to make sure that your goal is stronger. Okay, so you need to make sure that whenever you're setting a goal, even when you're running ads, that it is a smart goal. Okay, and you have the smart framework that we work with, which whenever you're setting a goal for your business, you have to make sure that it has more structure to it. Okay, so we use smart framework just to make sure that our goals are always clear and specific, and also they are measurable, they are attainable, they are relevant, and also they are time sensitive. So whenever you're thinking about your goal, is it specific and is it detailed? So let's say, for example, you want to sell more laptops. Okay, so how many laptops is more? All right, and what type of laptop do you want to promote? Okay, when you're thinking about measurable for that particular goal that you have set, how will you know when you've accomplished it? Okay, have you connected your Google Ads account to a tool like Google Analytics that can collect the data? Okay, and is your e-commerce platform connected? Let's say, for example, is your e-commerce platform connected so that you can actually go ahead and measure and see when exactly you reach that particular goal. Okay, also for the goal that you have set for yourself, is it realistically attainable? Okay, so if you say the 1 million laptops, okay, well, maybe, but let's say, for example, let me not use laptops, let me use one business that you have. So let me use maybe for Stephanie. Yes, Stephanie, let me use Stephanie's business, for example. So you want to sell 1,000 jars of turmeric spice. Yes, so let's say, for example, 1,000 jars of peanut butter. Okay, so what is it realistically attainable based on what you have sold before, or did you just get that 1,000 out of the air? So think about what you have done before, okay, and use that to make sure that your goal is realistic and attainable. Then when you talk about relevance, is it relevant to your business? Let's say, for example, will this goal help you reach your business goals, and does it drive the business results that you want? So if, let's say, what you want is you want to expand your reach and get more customers, okay, so for this particular goal that you have set, is it relevant to actually help you achieve that, okay? And then when you're talking about time frame, when do you want to achieve this goal, okay? It might be that you, let's say, want to sell 1,000 jars online in May, okay, so make sure that you have a time sensitivity for it. So let's say if your campaign is running for 4 months, what exactly do you want to achieve by the time you're getting to those 4 months, okay? Have a time frame that you have set, and make sure that you have a smart goal that you're actually working with, even when you're thinking about running your ads campaign, okay? So smart campaigns, which I said that we're actually going to go ahead and look at in our next session. Smart campaigns are designed specifically for small businesses that want to promote products and services online. And you can choose, let's say, goals. For example, if you want more calls, if you want actions on your website, if you want store visits. So whenever you're thinking about your ad link, do you want to get more traffic to your website? Are you concerned more about selling your products, okay? Do you want to get more calls? Do you want people visiting your official store or your physical store if you have one, okay? So one big advantage of smart campaigns is that a lot of the work when it comes to managing the campaign is automated. So let's say, for example, advertisers do not develop keywords list for smart campaigns. The equivalent is called a search phrase. It's automatically generated, and then advertisers can disable search phrases, which we also refer to as keywords, but otherwise this aspect of online ad campaigns is handled by the campaign, all right? So maybe just to make it a bit clearer, when it comes to setting up your ad campaign, all right, so we use keywords, okay, and specifically when it comes to smart campaigns, for those specific keywords, they are automated, all right, and then when it comes to that particular, all you need to is to set a keyword theme, and then the keywords will be auto-populated. So I think this particular point, I want us to go ahead and see, just go ahead and see the metrics to consider whenever you are setting up an ad, what you need to make sure you have, so that you are set up for success when it comes to an ad. So we've already taken a look at the different types of ads that I wanted us to take a look at today. In terms of smart campaign, I wanted us to tackle that in our next session so that we can have an in-depth look into that, and also just do it practically together. So today we've already covered why exactly you need to connect your customers online. We've taken a look at the different types of ads that you actually need to know about. And then we've also talked about the goals. What exactly do you need to consider whenever you're setting up an ad? Do you need to have a goal, and how to actually structure that into a smart goal, okay? So we've already taken a look at that. I want us to go ahead and just have just take a look and see what exactly a search ad campaign looks like, okay? So we're going to go ahead and see what you need to consider, what are the certain metrics that we actually have for that particular campaign, all right? So I'm going to pause here one more time in case anyone has a question as I pull up that particular tab so that we can go ahead and see what a search ad campaign looks like. Okay, so there we go. And my moderator, I do see he has shared a link for you that you can actually go ahead and use to learn more about digital marketing, and also learn more about ads and the certain metrics that you need to consider. Okay, so give me just a second. I'm going to reload this so that we can use it. Give me just a second. a second. Let me just reload that and then we can use it. So we're going to use one business of one person who's here. So Stacy, I'm going to just use game trackers as an example. All right, perfect. Okay, just a second as I share that. Okay, all right, perfect. So I believe we can see that on our end, all good. Okay, so this is a search ad campaign that we're actually running for Game Tracker Safaris. So just to give us a brief overview of what exactly it entails, or what exactly you will see whenever you are running a search ad campaign. So this is just an example. So the metrics that we use to measure performance are: one, the number of clicks. So remember, whenever it comes to search ads, we're going to just go ahead and see what exactly it has. Okay, so with this particular ad, it's cost per click, okay, or it's pay per click, okay, PPC. So you're only charged whenever someone clicks on that particular ad that is running at that particular time. Okay, so if someone is doesn't click on your ad, then you are not charged for that particular time. So with pay per click, it's easier because you only charged for an action. Okay, so someone has clicked, meaning they have actually gone ahead and seen what you're offering, they've gone ahead and seen what your business has, so it's worth paying for, as opposed to, let's say, for example, other mediums of advertising, let's say radio and TV. Someone might not watch it, but then you're still going to go ahead and pay for it. So when it comes to clicks, it's definitely the number of times someone has clicked on that particular ad. Then we also consider impressions, and impressions are how many times has that particular ad been seen by people when they're actually searching for the services online. Okay, and then with search ads, or with Google ads, as we mentioned, you're only charged, or you only set that particular ad based on the budget that you have. Okay, so this is what has been spent so far. However, this is not the total cost of this particular budget. So for this particular business, the budget is $600, and for each and every business, it's different. You have businesses that are running ads for 50, there are those who are running for 150, there are those who are running for, let's say, 300. So it's totally dependent on one, what your goal is, the industry that you're in as well. Okay, because remember, you have to bid for keywords, and keywords are the search phrases or terms that people actually use when they're searching for your business. Okay, so depending on the duration, let's say, how the total budget that you have for your business, the industry that you're in, let's say the amount for you as a business person that you have set towards marketing and advertising, then you can actually use that as the cost for running that particular ad. Okay, so whenever you're running an ad as well, something that is important is to consider the keywords. Okay, so when you're running your ad, keywords, as I said, are search phrases and terms that people actually go ahead and use to search for your business. So this is a tours and safaris company. So for them, anything that has deals with safaris, tours. So when it comes to getting the keywords that are relevant to your business, you have to think as a customer or as your client. What would your client be looking at or be looking for whenever they are online? So if I am a client and I want to travel, okay, and I want to go to Kenya, and let's say I'm out of this country, I'm outside Kenya, okay? So what I'm going to look for is Kenya Safari holidays, Kenya Safari tours, Kenya travel packages, so that from there I can actually go ahead and see what is being offered by different service providers, and then consider that. So this is what we refer to as keywords, which is something that is important for anyone to consider whenever you're running your ad. Think as your customer, what would your customer look for? Think also about what your customers consider. Okay, so let's say, for example, remember we talked about a goal. Okay, what exactly do you want to go ahead and achieve? So think about your market trends. What would customers be looking for at that particular time? Okay, if let's say, for example, you are an event videographer or photographer. Okay, think about those specific things that your customers will be looking at for that particular period. So if you're in tours and safaris right now, people are thinking about mother migration. Maybe someone wants to go and travel out of Nairobi because of how cold it is. So if someone was thinking about taking a vacation, then they probably maybe want to go ahead and visit, let's say, Malindi. Okay, so when you're running the ad, you think about what your customer or your client might actually be looking for, and that is what we consider when we're talking about keywords. So in the digital launchpad program, if your digital marketing specialist asks for maybe the keywords that you would like to use, then that is what they are referring to. Okay, all right, sorry about this. I think my network is a bit slow on my end. But then again, when you're running your ads, the other thing that you need to consider as well is location. Okay, so where exactly do you want to run that particular ad? Where do you want to target? So what location do you want to target? And for most people, this is usually guided by where their clientele or their customer base is. And let's say, for example, you're in Nairobi and most of your customers are in Nairobi and its environs. Okay, so think about those specific locations where exactly your customers are, and you also need to consider that when you're trying to run an a search ad campaign. Okay, let me try and reload that. And then the other thing that you also need to make sure that you have is you're able to see as it loads. We'll be able to see one from your ad campaign. Remember when you said you're able to tell how your customers are interacting with you. You can tell who they are, the demographics, where actually they're coming from. It allows you to actually see even the age of those people who are interacting with you. Okay, so we've already taken a look at the keywords. Okay, and then I wanted us to see demographics. Okay, so from here you're able to see the demographics, the number of people who are actually, the age rather, of those people who are actually interacting with your content. All right, so these are people between 25, let's say the highest number here we see is between 35 to 44. These are people who are probably settled, they want to go ahead and maybe take a vacation with the family. Then you have people who are between 25 and 34. These are people who are earning and just want to take a vacation, and go ahead and rest because they probably don't have lots of um, obligations at that particular time, if we can say so. So for you as a business person, you're able to tailor make your package or think about the services that would actually appeal to the people within this particular age group, 25 to 34, 35 to 44. Okay, so with this information, you're better placed even when you are thinking about your content strategy and what exactly would appeal to your clientele. All right, you're able to tell the devices with which most people are interacting with your ad. Where exactly was your ad shown most? Was it on mobile phones? Was it on tablets? Was it on computers? And as we can see, the highest number is definitely on mobile phones. So what happens is, whenever you're running that particular ad, you need to make sure that you have a call extension. Okay, so someone can actually go ahead and call your number directly when they actually see that particular ad, because they're actually viewing it on their phone. Also, you have to make sure that the website that you have, okay, it's easily navigatable when someone is actually on their mobile phone. So with this information, you can actually make sure that the learning experience is good for someone once they actually go ahead and check your website, see what exactly can be improved if someone is actually checking out your website using their mobile phones as well. Okay, so you're also able to tell when exactly people are viewing your ad most. Okay, you can tell the day. You can also see the hour that actually people are viewing your ad most. Okay, so we have the highest number here is on Tuesday, and then we also have a highest number on Friday. Okay, so with this, you can actually go ahead and create an ad schedule for, let's say, for your business as well. So let's say if you want maybe your ad to be shown on specific days, or maybe specific times of the day, you can actually go ahead and set that as well. You're able to tell the time that actually people are viewing your ads. And let's say, for example, for this particular ad, the highest number that we see is between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Okay, so you can actually create a schedule for your ad. Okay, if you want it to run all day, and also if you want it maybe to run at a specific time as well. All right, so this is just an overview of how a Google search ad is, and then this information helps you to see how people are interacting with your ad. You're also able to see the other things that people are searching for. And remember, with any ad that you run, as we said, the good thing with online ads or Google ads is you can edit at any particular point in time. So let's say, for example, we noticed that the searches that are actually there right now are leaning towards a specific term. Let's say most people are, as you can see, searching for Masai Mara tours, Masai Mara, Kenya. So they're really thinking about Masai Mara or traveling to the Mara. Okay, so we can go ahead and edit our ad to suit what exactly people are searching for, just to make sure that we actually come up and meet anyone who's going ahead to search for us. So with this as well, remember we said whenever you're running an ad, you also have the option to set your own budget. So you can set a budget of how much you actually want to spend per day. Okay, so there are those people who, depending on their industry, they can go ahead and maybe even set a daily spend of, let's say, $100. You can set a daily spend of five, maybe to 100, or depending on whatever amount you actually want to go ahead and spend for that particular day. So this means that whenever someone goes ahead and searches for a service or a product that you're offering, depending on how much you have set, then you can bid and actually be shown. So if you set, let's say, a daily cap of $5 per day, once you exhaust your $5, then that means your ad will not be shown for that day until the next one. Okay, so I hope this gives you an idea of what exactly is entailed when it comes to Google Ads, what you need to consider, and also what exactly is part of just setting up an ad. Okay, as I said, this is more of an introduction, okay, of what you need to consider when it comes to Google Ads. Then we have another session which will be more detailed on how to actually set up an ad. All right, so I think I'd like to pause here for a moment and see if we have any questions from anyone before we go ahead and just see the benefits, and then we can wrap up the session for today. Okay, do we have anyone who has a question? Anyone who has a question, just drop it for me on chat. And remember that Brian is also on chat to engage you depending on what exactly you'd like to know. If there's any gap in knowledge, then you can also go ahead and drop that on chat and he'll be able to answer that for you. Okay, just a second. All right, so I don't see any questions on chat in regards to what we have talked about or what we've discussed. So I'd like to just take a look at the special features of Google Ads, okay? What makes it special? What makes it different? So what are the key features of Google Ads? So when it comes for Google Ads, as we've seen, you only pay for results. So you only pay if someone clicks on your ad, all right? And then there's no startup fee for you to actually go ahead and run your ad. And then when it comes to, let's say, for example, if you want to go ahead and cancel your ad, remember we said you're at liberty to actually go ahead and cancel, edit, or pause your ad at any particular time. So when it comes to Google Ads, some of you out there have heard of the term, as we said, PPC. or CPC. So it means that you only pay for that particular click or desired actions. All right. And then when it comes to starting up a Google Ads account, there are no fees to use Google Ads, and there's no startup fee or cancellation fee or minimum commitment or contract. Okay, so you can turn it on, off, or pause as you wish. And then for you to just get started with Google Ads, all you need to do is to visit ads.google.com, and my moderator is going to drop that on chat for you, and you will need a Google account. Okay, so even as we get ready to go ahead and on the next session, just take a deeper look at what exactly you need to consider when you're thinking about Google Ads. Go ahead and make sure that you create a Google Ads account for yourself so that we can actually go ahead and use that to learn next time. So I'd like us to just go ahead and wrap up and see what exactly the next steps are for us, even as we have just gone ahead and seen the introduction, what exactly Google Ads is, what you need to consider. There are some steps that we need to make sure we take. So one, as I mentioned, go ahead and take up the course with the link that has been shared by moderator on chat. Okay, see and learn more about Google Ads. So even as we get into our next session, you're aware of what exactly Google Ads is. And then when we get to that session, we'll just give you more information on it. And then from there, we can actually have a practical session to learn how to set up an ad. All right. And then apart from that, go to ads.google.com. Okay, and browse through and see the information that's there. Create a Google account for your business. All right, and then you're going to use that to learn in our next class. All right, so this is an introduction class, and I always advise you after this particular session, this is just introduction. So based on the information that we have shared, just to not overwhelm you, go ahead and take it up and explore more. Then implement first what we have learned. Set up goals for your Google Ads. Think about what goals you want to achieve when you're running an ad, okay? And then consult your digital marketing specialist depending on the goals that you have set, so that they can guide you best on how to actually achieve that. Okay, so as we wrap up today's session and look forward to the next one, remind you of our Hustle Academy, Google Hustle Academy. Please go ahead and sign up using the link that was dropped on chat by my moderator, so that you can have a 1-week bootcamp where you can actually go ahead and learn more in terms of everything covering digital marketing, finance, funding, business setup for success, creating a business plan for your business. All that you'll be able to learn throughout this particular bootcamp. So we are also social, and we'd like you to follow us so that whenever we have new products or new information that can help you as an SME, you'll be the first to know. So follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, and also follow us on Instagram. And my moderator is going to go ahead and share the links for you on chat so that you can go ahead and follow us. So this session was just an introduction session. I want to thank you all for actually tuning in. I know that we have all gone ahead and learned and understood what exactly Google Ads are. So whenever you're having a conversation with a digital marketing specialist, you'll be well placed to actually know what Google Ads are. Okay, so we will have another session on Google Ads, and this will be more practical. Okay, we were going to see how to set up a smart ad campaign, what you need to consider when you're actually setting up one. And as advised, go to ads.google.com so that you can actually read through and see what exactly entails setting up an account for your business. Then we're going to use that in our next session to actually set up an ad and see what exactly that looks like. Thank you all for tuning in into today's session. If you have any questions in terms of knowledge gap or what has been shared, please do reach out to your digital marketing specialist, and they'll be able to go ahead and inform you more on the same. Thank you so much for joining today's session. I look forward to having you in the next one as we learn more about setting up an ads account. All right, perfect. Thank you so much for joining. Have yourself a lovely day, and we'd like to just get to hear from you how the session has been, what you've learned. We kindly request you to share your feedback with us, and my moderator is going to share the feedback form on chat so that you can go ahead and share with us what you have learned. Just share your feedback with us. We really love to hear that from you. Thank you all for joining today's session. Do enjoy the rest of your day and stay warm. Bye bye.